Hello again, it's Eric, and I'm talking this time not with a cast member, but with part of the crew of A Few Good Men. Kris Henry, she is no stranger to the lyric, the stage or the crew area, and this particular show, she is once again our stage manager, which frankly, I think you're probably the favorite stage manager of all stage managers right now. That can change at any moment.
I know,
so
it depends on the moment.
That's right,
for
because
sure.
there are moments backstage. And you're also helping with costuming. That's kind of a new little drift for you.
Well, I've been helping kind of organize costumes, but I haven't had an active role in costuming.
And it's a big deal, isn't it?
Yes,
It's
it is.
tough.
And in this show, it's definitely a co-costuming kind of show.
Well, military stuff, I have come to find in my short tenure in the theater work, military stuff is tough. It's just tough.
It is tough, and luckily we were able to rent the bulk of our costumes, and thank you, Georgetown Palace
Big
Theater.
shout out to the Palace Theater.
Because, man, they have just really made our job a great platform to jump off of and fill in the blanks.
Yeah, you know, we have a little bit of a symbiotic relationship with Georgetown Palace Theater. The same architect that did them did us. Okay?
No wonder it looks so familiar.
That's right. He did Georgetown first, and then he did us. And we were fortunate. We had some. We had a little larger bones to work with. But man, what they have got all put together down there is pretty amazing.
It's pretty amazing. I got to go pick up the costumes, and luckily the stage manager and prop master and costume master was all kind of the same person, and she gave us a wonderful tour of every inch of their space that they had to work in, and it was just simply amazing. And we came home with ideas, and hopefully we maybe shared an idea or two with her as well, and it definitely made me appreciate some of the things that the lyric has to offer.
That's right, exactly right.
And then it also made me dream of things that I want for the lyric.
There you go. That's exactly
So,
right. Every place can always find ways to expand themselves. Now, you are not a paid full-time employee of the lyric.
No,
What do you do here in town?
I'm an audiologist.
Audiologist.
Yeah, that
Better
means
exactly as
ears
an
and hearing.
audiologist.
Yeah. So yes, I'm actually the only full-time doctor of audiology in town. I am at Livingston Hearing Aid Center, and so
I know that because she did mine. Okay? I got the little thing in the mail, and I went down there, and she told me all good things and some really bad things. By the way, I get to see the doctor tomorrow in
good.
Dallas. The big
Good.
a
But
bit of a sidebar there.
But if you are interested in checking out, getting your hearing checked, then you can certainly call Livingston. The phone number is 325-203-4760.
Look at you getting a
So,
commercial
how about
in
that?
on the lyric show. Okay, so you do that full time, but man, I know you're spending hours and hours down here, and your hubby is spending more hours and hours down here. He's the guy that you might have seen him already on one of our episodes. He helps do all the set building. Matter of fact, he's helping. He could easily have been a full-time person. I say that in love, care.
It's really kind of interesting because he puts in a good 40 hours during the day hours, and then I show up after my job and work all evening until 10 or 11.
Do y'all get to eat and things like that?
You know, occasionally. Tonight he actually went home, cleaned up, got me dinner, and brought me dinner here.
Did he really?
Because I was already working, already getting things taken care of as far as getting ready for rehearsal tonight.
The
So
beauty of the theater.
Yeah.
And so, what are some things that you'd like to note about this particular show to people?
You know, you have mentioned on other episodes that comedies are lots of fun. For me, I love comedy, but drama also for me makes it thought-provoking. And so I love it.
It is provoking. That's a great word to say.
So I love at the end of the show walking out and going, what was the lesson that was learned?
And there always is a lesson. Almost always there is this overriding meaning to what's going on. You're right.
Or, you know, what would I do in that situation? Or, ooh, wow, that's really a conundrum. fancy word there.
Conundrum. Yeah. That's big. Okay.
So that's why I get paid the big bucks around here.
Oh, okay. Somebody write a definition to conundrum on the answers here. Okay.
Anyway, so I think what I love about the lyric is that we just do a wide variety of things, and we love to be family friendly. This particular show is more adult centered.
It is. And what kind of makes it more adult centered?
Well, part of it is the subject matter, because you're talking about Marines and military and
some
tacky,
strict nasty rules. Stuff. That's right.
And then that also means that there's some language and some adult content that
I think we've been very decorous in that area. There are some harsh words.
There are.
And if you have little kids, you probably don't want to come.
Probably not. And I will have to say, being a drama and being military, I'm not sure that young kids would really understand what was going on anyway.
I've said this before. So. I would let my 5th and 6th grade kids come. Mm-hmm. Because I would just tell them, hey, listen, you're going to hear some words.
Sure.
I think you're going to like this. I'm going to like the ability to have conversation about what this show is and all that kind of stuff. But, some of these words, I just don't want you to use them. Not around me, not around anybody else until you get to be an adult, and then you can do whatever you want to.
Right.
But so I think that there's some age. It kind of just depends on the family. You need to know that kind of stuff. But we don't want you to get here and be surprised when you hear a word come out. Now, we've cut out all the really harsh stuff, okay?
Right, but you do have to remember that this play is about not only military but Marines, and in a very, very tense situation.
Are Marines worse than military?
I think they
stereotypically, maybe?
Stereotypically, okay. Yes.
Another big word. We've got 3 of them now. Okay.
So, but in this case, in this show, I think that at least a little bit of the language really gives the gravity of the situation. And that's why we chose to keep it in instead of making it 100%, child friendly.
Okay, so we're going to review 3 things here.
Mm-hmm.
Our 3 big words.
Yes.
Conundrum.
Yes.
Decorous.
Yes.
And stereotypically.
Yes.
Put answers in the responses here and that'll help everybody else. That being said, let's wrap up, okay? If you want tickets to the show, we'd love for you to come out and be a part of this. BrownwoodLyricTheater.com. There's actually probably a link in the description before this video. And so click on that, go to the website, click on tickets. You can get tickets. We have all reserved seating here. And so you can pick out your seats. You can pick out the day that you want to come. Pick your choice, balcony, floor, whatever it may be. Be a part of it. We open February the 16th.
Yes. And you know what? If by some chance you didn't get tickets ahead of time, guess what? You can walk up an hour before the show and get them at the box office.
This is so true. Thank you, Kris. That's been so sweet.
Because I know that sometimes I mean to get tickets, I mean to go, and then suddenly I go, tonight's the night, I got to go.
It's rare for us to sell out an audience.
But yeah, so the wonderful thing about this theater is that even if it's at the last minute, you know what? You can probably come and see the show.
And get a good seat. That's right.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. So, take her advice. And by the way, you've worked the box office.
I have.
She's been very eclectic.
I have. I've done the box office. I've been on stage. I've been stage manager. I'm now co-costumer. In this rehearsal coming up, I'll be running lights temporarily.
Will you really?
Yes, I will.
Oh,
I have to admit that I love being a jack of all trades, and and I will also say that I had not been a stage manager till I came to the Lyric and started doing that about a year or so ago, and I have to admit that I really think it's kind of my niche.
Exceptionally efficient at this particular position. And the more you do it, the more you learn. And
oh, yes.
Yeah,
and every show is different, and every cast is different.
And watching that backstage, all that juju that goes on back there is actually kind of fun.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
and really what I love about my job, although I don't get the glamour being on stage, what I love about my job is that I not only make the audience happy, but I get to make all the actors happy too. And so it's a win-win situation
this is true.
for me.
And what I love about Kris is before we started this interview, she goes, oh, this will be the shortest one ever. And actually, it's the longest one that we haven't. Thank you for sticking with us. BrownwoodLyricTheater.com. Hope you can make it. Bye.
Bye-bye.